When we perform the goblet squat, we're going to use a small weight such as a kettlebell like you can see in the video here, or a small dumbbell that you're going to hold out in front of you. It's not an arm exercise, so we don't have to hold the weight out straight. Just hold your hands nice and relaxed by your side. Generally, I find at the top of the movement, if my elbows are by my waist, it's generally where it feels comfortable. As we go down, we're going to keep our knees just outside our hips with our toes pointing out slightly. When we go down through the movement, we're going to keep our knees pushed out over our toes, and especially as we come up, we make sure we keep those knees pushed out and don't let your knees collapse in on themselves as you're coming back up through the movement. Keep your shoulders back with your back nice and straight and perform the movement at a nice, slow, steady pace. For the push-up, we're going to come down so that your hands and feet are flat on the floor. Place your hands a little wider than shoulder width apart. Position your hips to form a straight line from your heels to your head. Gently draw in your stomach using roughly 30% effort. Bend your elbows, lowering your body towards the ground. Keep your elbows at about 45 degrees from the sides of your body. You should come down so that your chest is between your hands. Lower it down until your chest is a small fist away from the ground, and then push back up to the starting position and repeat over. If this position is a little bit too difficult for you to complete, you can elevate your torso by using a box, a bench, something that's slightly higher to rest your hands on, and do the push-up towards that elevated position, keeping your form exactly the same as it would be off the floor. When we're performing the plank, we're going to line our stomach in a prone, a stomach down position, with the legs extended out. Place your forearms, which should be parallel to the ground, and move into a position similar to you see in the video. It's kind of like the push-up position, except you're on your forearms instead of your hands. Keep your feet together, push out strong enough through your heels, and strong into the ground through your shoulders. Keep your core tight, back flat, and your tailbone tucked in. Make sure we're not sticking our backside up in the air or stooping down towards the ground. This can be modified slightly by coming up onto your hands if needed, if you have pain in your elbows or don't have anywhere comfortable to rest on the elbows, as I'm using a mat here on the floor. When we perform our jump lunges, we want to be doing those at a fast pace, using a lot of effort to accelerate upwards. We're going to start in a normal lunge position. We're going to accelerate upwards into a jump. As we jump up into the air, you can see we switch the feet over, land in the opposite lunge, down, try not to let your knees touch the floor, and then jump back up, switch feet, and go again. For the reverse lunge, we're going to lower ourselves backwards onto one leg. We're going to use the front leg to support that weight as we go down. We don't want to fall into the movement. It needs to be a controlled movement all the way down and all the way back up again. As we lower ourselves down, we want to think about pushing the back knee towards the ground. We want to keep our weight behind the front leg. Ideally, you want your knee over the top of your front ankle. As we come back up, we accelerate using the back leg to push ourselves up, come up into the upright position, and then alternate onto the other side. For the pullovers, we're going to be using a small weight such as a dumbbell or a kettlebell. We're going to lay on the floor flat with our arms stretched out over our head. We hold the weight in our hands with a small bend in our elbows. We keep that bend the same the whole way through the movement, so we're not bending our elbows to move the weight. And we just pivot at the shoulders to lift that weight up to about 9 degrees with the floor, and then lower back down again, tap the floor and repeat the movement. This is to be a controlled movement, concentrating on using the shoulders and the chest to move that weight. To perform the jackknife, we're going to lay flat on the floor with our arms across our chest, like you can see in the video here, or alternatively, you can put your hands under the small of your back, wherever is more comfortable for you. We're going to lift both feet up off the floor and we're going to hold them in that position for the entire exercise. We're going to alternate legs, pulling your knee up to your chest and then extending it back out again, making sure you keep that foot as parallel to the floor through the movement as you can. Okay, let's run through everyone's favorite, the burpees. The burpees are a combination between a push-up and a squat jump. What we're going to do is we're going to start in a push-up position. We're going to tuck our legs up to our chest into a very low squat position. We're going to accelerate into a squat jump, reaching up as high as we can. As we drop back down, we place our hands on the floor, extend our legs out behind us, pull them back in, and repeat the process. As an alternative, you can perform a push-up in between. So as we get down to the bottom, we extend the legs out, we perform a push-up, bring the legs back in, go back up for a squat jump and repeat. You can see both versions in the video.